What's up, guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today, I just won this awesome Marvel Next Phase Retail Chase booster, and I'm going to crack this open here in just a second, but I won with this team right here. It was a 300 Pulp theme team event, so of course it was rares and lower, no primes or anything, and it was theme team, so I had a mystical theme here with the 200-point Moon Knight, the 50-point Blackheart, and the 45-point Orb. So this team did great for me. If you'd like to stick around, I'll go into some more detail about how the team worked and what I played against and everything. But first of all, let's do a quick little unboxing with this and check it out. All right, so I will say these boxes are very nice. They did say they'd be like high quality boxes you could use to, store stuff with. And they are really nice. And it's got like a She-Hulk sticker on it, it looks like. So that is really cool. And let's just slice that open carefully so we can get in here and see what chase we pulled. Now, each one of these, of course, does come with a chase. Sometimes you also get a super rare or something else cool, and it has a couple bystanders and one big die as well. I didn't quite cut that good enough the first time, so let's try that again. I think my knife's getting dull. I need to sharpen it up or something, but let's see here. There we go. Boom. We got the very cool alternate paint job for Werewolf by Night, which is great because I actually don't have this guy yet. Then we also got the Chase Groot in the bathtub of mud, and we got a rare there as well. So not too shabby. I did want that werewolf right there. Very cool. I'll have to still track down the black and white version. We got, looks like a She-Hulk die there. Yeah, very cool. There's also an all-green one, which is like the Groot die. And let's see, we got 3 bystander tokens. So we can take a look here at these. Sweet. I think I got some of the best ones here. We got Baby Groot, which for 10 points, tiny size and power. That's nuts. He also has some plasticity and toughness, Guardians TA, and I will try to put on screen what the trait is because they did not put anywhere where what the traits actually do. I don't remember what the Baby Groot does. And then there's this tracksuit that's got some combat reflexes for 15 points. I think he had some type of a stealth special. I don't quite remember for sure, but again, I'll try to put it on screen for you guys. And then we got the Flaming Tuba for 20 points, sidestep poison, and also, I do remember this one. It's Perplex with a range of 8, but only to positively modify combat values. So this is pretty funny. I don't really know where the Flaming Tuba thing came from. I don't really remember that from any of the shows. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, there's the card there for the Werewolf by Night and everything. So pretty cool. Not too shabby. No Kevins today, unfortunately. But I am pretty happy with that. All right, so back to the team. For anybody that is curious, if you want to try out some Pulp games, even some theme games, this is a pretty solid team overall, especially for Pulp theme. First of all, Moon Knight, 200 points. You just cannot get through this guy. It's ridiculously hard. Especially in Pulp, there's almost no way to get through this dial. He's got free heal 1 click. That's pretty much part of the reason. Also, he's got 3 separate stop clicks that are all stop with super senses. He's got some Battle Fury and Exploit on his special damage power. He starts with regular Exploit, 12 attack, 4 damage. Improved movement characters, insane how handy that is. Also, improved targeting for hindering can come up. And then the free choose an opposing character that damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place him such that he can make a close attack targeting the character, then do so. So just Retal is nuts. That means he's pretty much always attacking almost every turn. He also has Power Cosmic and Mystics, so you can't outwit him. He's got willpower. If he takes a hit, he's dealing Mystics back. Then next turn, if they didn't follow through, he just free heals 1 off the stop click and, just does some more damage. It's crazy. This guy is just absolutely nuts. Not much more to say about him. He's just impossible to get through, and he's just a damage-dealing machine. And then Orb for 45 points, pretty much our secondary attacker. Has the ridiculous trait that his rolls of 2 1s are critical hits instead of critical misses. And when he attacks, you can replace one of the die to a 1. So that does come up a lot of the time. You roll a 1 and a 3 or something. It's like, oh, I missed. Shucks. Not. Let me replace that to a 1 and critical hit you. It's actually crazy. And then once per game, if a friendly character crit misses, you can say that it's a crit hit instead, and then you can't use this trait the rest of the game. That's really useful. It never came up for me today, but it can for sure. Pretty much if Moon Knight crit misses, you just want to use that right away, because this guy will almost certainly die anyway, and better to just, get that crit hit while you can. Improved movement for elevated outdoor blocking and can go through characters but still has to break away. Really good. And then 7 clicks for 45 points with those kind of stats. Running shot, energy explosion, energy shield, prob is crazy. The cool thing is, even if you hit, you could still prob just to try to get a 1 and then replace it to critically hit. And then he also has charge traded, and then flurry, but only if he crossed the rim of elevated this turn. And when he attacks, he gets +1 for each thing he moved through this turn. For hindering, blocking, or characters. So if you move through all 3 of those and over the rim of elevated, then he gets +3 attack, charge, flurry, which is actually crazy. So he can do a ton of damage, especially if you can manage to position the Empower from Blackheart. This dude is super nuts. Again, the positioning is crazy powerful, very handy for the team. Just has free, choose up to 2 adjacent friendly characters with the monster or mystical keyword, place Blackheart in a square of hindering terrain within range, then place the chosen characters adjacent to Blackheart. So you actually have, on a small map, you get full map reach with this guy and Orb, because he can place 5 squares out, place Orb in front of him, and Orb is 2 squares long, so you get that a little bit of extra reach. And then he can running shot 4 and shoot 4, which is just literally hits the starting area in a small map. And then we have this other trait that at the beginning of your turn you can generate a smoke terrain marker, a fire smoke terrain marker in a square within range. And then at the beginning of your next turn, even if this is lost, deal 1 damage to each character occupying that marker, then remove that marker. The damage never comes up, but it's really helpful to just place it. You can play a map with no hindering at all, and you can just place it out and then place him inside of it with his own placement effect. So yeah, this guy's absolutely nuts. The Empower definitely comes up if you can position that correctly. The Pulse Wave can come up, just placing him out there and then pulse waving a big group of enemies and then retallying with the Moon Knight on somebody to get the Empower is pretty crazy. I pulled that off a couple times. So yeah, team's nuts. It does really, really well in Pulp. I think even just regular Pulp, I think it would have a shot. I know there's some crazy stuff with like Mr. Sinister and some other die replacement stuff that, might hurt it. But I mean, to be honest, it's really hard to get through this Moon Knight. If you pick your targets carefully, one of the main things you want to go after is leadership. If you can pick off their leadership, you won't get out actioned because it's 3v3 pretty much at that point. Also, a really cool trick is if you do the placement thing with Orb, have him running shot somebody with Mystics and don't kill them. When he takes the damage from Mystics, then you can just have him retell from across the map because a friendly character took damage from that character. So he can just retell and then get another attack in. So turn 1 or 2, I guess, technically, you can pretty much get in there, get like 2 KOs probably, because whatever he hits is going to get KO'd by him most likely. Then he can hit something else, probably KO it with 4 exploit. And then, it's really hard to come back from that to actually do enough damage to KO him. Usually people go after this guy because it's kind of quick and easy and he's a threat. And then they usually kind of go after him because, again, they can kind of just outwit him or penetrating blast him for 4 damage and just pick him off right away. But by the time they've done that, you've done enough damage. This guy is just impossible to KO because he's got 3 stops and can free heal 1 click every single turn and retell. And, you're taking Mystics just for hitting him, and it's just absolutely nuts. So yeah, it's a great team. I love it. 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend trying it out. If you're interested in the games I played, the first team I played against was a vehicle-themed team, which was actually really cool. It had Elektra, and her pilot was the new rare Clint Barton to give the team leadership because there's no actual leadership otherwise. And then there was the Moon Knight on the horse, and I believe he was using the Common Blade for his pilot. If it were me personally, I'd probably use this Moon Knight for the pilot, or maybe the Common Moon Knight from the Spider-Man Beyond Amazing set. That's a pretty good one too. And he also had Orb, because again, that's a vehicle. Orb is really good on a lot of teams. And then Robbie Reyes for the +2 Perplex that gives Mystics. And of course, Frenchie to go on Orb to give him the Close Combat Expert and Sidestep, which was a really nice choice. And then rounding out the team with the 60-point rare Ghost Rider with like a 19 toughness, whatever. That guy's pretty nuts too. So all in all, it's a really solid team. But, you know, like I said, just not enough to get through Moon Knight. Second round, again, a really good team was Avengers. They had the rare Hulk from Avengers 60th, and he was also using the rare Falcon to help position him and, you know, give him that extended reach so he could actually get in there and mess some stuff up pretty quickly. Of course, he had the uncommon Doctor Strange that can generate, you know, astral stranges. He's got like TK himself as free, running shot, perplex, leadership that generates stuff. Then he also had Manifold to give everybody adjacent to him combat reflexes, which was really good. They also had the new common Wong that gives everybody, you can't use Mystics, so he's the only one that can use Mystics. And then he had Prob, and I think also TK. And then he had the rare Ant-Man that whenever somebody moves, you can place him adjacent, so you can like outwit something and get another attack in, which is a really good follow-up for the Falcon Hulk combo. So I think that was the whole team. I feel like I might be forgetting something, but yeah, that was a really strong team too. I pretty much picked off Doctor Strange and Wong first so that I could use my Mystics and to get rid of his leadership. And from there, I was just picking things off one at a time, whatever I could hit, whatever was the best target. I think it was Manifold and then Falcon to get rid of his mobility. And then, you know, from there, it was just picking him off one by one, the rest of them. He had some bad rolls, but again, just could not get through Moon Knight quick enough. Last team I played against, I kind of feel bad because he misunderstood something and he was going to try to use Jack Russell rare to use support on Necron to heal him up, but he didn't realize that the character healing them has to have the Black Lantern keyword. So he did a quick last-minute team adjustment. So his team ended up being Necron just at the full 125 line, Orb, and then also the 125-point Dracula. So it was, again, just 3 characters. It was a pretty interesting 3v3 match. But again, I just managed to do more damage quicker. I got through Dracula first, so he wouldn't be spawning minions, and then I managed to finish off Necron, and then by that point it was just Moon Knight v Orb, and yeah, Orb wasn't winning that fight, that's for sure. So yeah, really good games though overall. Every single game, these both got KO'd. It was 300 to 95 each game. So yeah, I think it went well. Let me know what you think about the team and what you think about the polls in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button because it does help me out a lot, and don't forget to click the subscribe button up there so you don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, you can check the links in the description for the Patreon, so you can see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people. For as little as $1 a month, you also get entered into my monthly giveaways, so make sure to check that out. But that's going to do it for this one, you guys. Thanks again so much for watching. Till next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.